Hey, everybody, welcome to Ian Bagg Bought a House, a show about me, Ian Bagg, buying a house on the eastern shore of Kentucky. Not Kentucky, Virginia. Oh my God, that's how we're going to start the show today. Kentucky doesn't have a shore. First of all, Virginia does. I was just spouting off about the election on Virginia. Well, anyway, in Kentucky. Anyways, every week I talk to well, here's the thing, people. I don't talk to anybody specific anymore. We want to wish Michael Benedetto good luck on his further adventures. He is going to do his own thing. So from now on, it's just going to be me and you, and we're going to have a lot of fun, my friends. We're going to talk about house organization, house fixer-upper, house buying, house. It's all about Ian Bagg buying a house. And we're also going to talk about my stand-up, where I've been, and what's going on, my dogs, my family, everything that you guys want to talk about. So, hello, everybody. Guess what happened to me this week? I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, home of the white people. There's a lot of white people there. I had about 6 black people and 4 Mexicans in my show all weekend. Over 1,000 white people and very little color. And I don't know if you know what happens when you put a lot of white people into a building. It gets boring. It gets boring quick. I actually love it. I was at Grand Rapids. There's a building called the Bob Building, and they have all sorts of different venues in it. And the same floor that the comedy club's on, the other side is a wedding venue. So people were they're in a wedding, and they're watching people lined up for my show. And they weren't dressed for a wedding. I'm going to tell you that. They were not dressed for the wedding. So nothing like having your wedding pictures taken in front of a bunch of people in jeans and hats. I'm not talking about lesbians. I'm talking about nice people. Renee and Chris are with me here, as always. Now they're allowed to talk. The rules have changed the show. It doesn't affect anybody, so they can talk about anything they want to at any time. Make sure, I'm supposed to tell you right now, my dogs are in the room. If you hear any sort of barking, any sort of running around, any sort of noises that don't belong on the show and you're listening, they are in the room. I also want to thank... our new music is from Todd Kearns. Todd is a bass player for Slash's band. Slash is they are in South America right now. I sent him a message. I said, "Hey Todd, it's Ian. I need some music. Can I lend some music?" And he said, "Can you lend some music?" And he said, "Yeah, go on my Spotify and check out what you like." And I found a song, and he said, "Yeah, you use it." So he also did music on my special Conversations. So if you want to check out Todd Kearns, he also played in a band called Age of Electric, Canadian lore. They're very talented. Todd Kearns, part of the Slash band.
Michael Benderick says, just closed on a new house last Wednesday, moving in next Friday.
No way. Yeah. That's quick, right? Isn't that quick?
I feel like that's quick.
See if we can get him to keep talking to us. Michael, how long were you in escrow for? I'd love to know that because we were in escrow for quite a long time. So when you say you're moving in this week, have you been in escrow for a long time and everything just finished up this week? So now you're able to move? And are you ready to move? Were you living in your parents' house? Like, do you I don't know how you go from someplace. You must be excited though. Have you met your neighbors? Have you spent a night? This is what you're supposed to do. And if you're a realtor, tell me I'm wrong. You're supposed to spend like a couple hours in the middle of the night out front of where you're going to buy the house to see what that neighborhood is like at night. So did you do that, Michael Bendericks? Michael? I guess we'll wait for his response and tell him good luck with his house. I hope you get a flower to put outside. Get one of those money kitties that Asian people love and put that outside of your house. And when people come over, they have to put dollar bills into it. Hello, I like money. Give me money.
Brian Kuchar says,
the Cooch.
It might be. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Says, I feel like the house behind you might be false.
It is not false, you dick. It is real, but it is on a green screen. If you think that I'm standing in front of my house doing this, you're wrong. But that is my house. That is my house on the Virginia shore, not the Kentucky shore. So make sure you tune in every week. I'll show you some pictures of more of it, Cooch.
And Michael Bednarick says, I'm not ready to move. and it sucks.
Ask him where he's. I'm going to ask him. Where are you living right now, Michael? Are you living with a roommate? Are you living do you have another house? Like, what's going on? Tell us about what's going on with your thing. And while you're coming up with that, I'm going to tell you. I put in some electricity. I didn't do it, but I had some electricity done by a guy that does some electric work for us, Matt. What he did was he ran. I want to say 240, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, 240 amp or voltage. Don't know which it is because I'm just the homeowner. I'm not the builder. He ran that through where the box is, all the way around through the attic and into the other attic. And now we have power. We'll be switching our air conditioner furnace from. The furnace will no longer be running on propane gas. It'll be running on electricity, which will take down the propane bill. Very excited about that. Paying about, got a pretty good deal. Install, electricity, everything around $3,800 for the whole thing. So I can't tell you where I got all this stuff, but it's pretty exciting about how much I'm paying for this. Got a little bit of a boner because I'm also doing paint. I'm also doing a couple other things, so I'm spending probably about $17,000 this summer on stuff to my house. And how much am I making this summer? Probably $10,000. That's right. I'm going in debt, $7,000. Chris, we got any questions?
Yes. Well, we have a couple of comments, actually.
What did it say? Does it say move this microphone down?
No, it works.
I feel like I'm some sort of radio host. And if you listen to the people, they want everybody to vote, but at the same time, this is Tripoli's microphone, isn't it? So this is nothing but conspiracy. This microphone. Okay, back to you,
Michael. And let me pronounce it correctly this time. Bednarik says it is a nice neighborhood, so it appears.
So it appears good.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's pretty excited. Mm-hmm. Is he married? I'm asking questions, Michael. How many bedrooms you get? How many bathrooms you get? A garage? What made you buy it this time? Let me know those things. I know there's a lot of questions in there. Take your time. Let me know what you wanted because I am thinking about selling. So back to you.
Michael says, I currently live in a townhouse condo with my lovely wife. We are in escrow for 30 days, waiting for the mortgage approval.
Right.
Moving to a completely renovated 3-bedroom bungalow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A bungalow is the same as a rancher. Is it? Like a bungalow, it's one floor. And he can tell us that. He'll let us know. I'm not smart enough to know this. This is where we used to have an expert, but we don't have an expert anymore. So, interesting enough, the reason I'm thinking about selling our house is because you guys are laughing over there. What are you laughing about?
We have another question from Anonymous.
Okay.
Tell us how you saved for a house and how do you control your wife's spending?
Well, Renee. I honestly, you know how I saved for a house was I placed in the and this makes me sound like a princess completely. I was in the finals of Last Comic Standing, and with my prize money, I put it into a house. That's exactly how I saved. So did I save? No, but I did save, I guess, right? I don't know. So because I'm trying to save for a house here in California, and so far I've got the down payment on the down payment. It's taking, you know what I mean? It's just like, you need $150,000 for a down payment. And I'm just like, well, I've got $15,000. So how about we just, so I don't know. Here's how you save for a house. You're born into the correct family, right? One of the relatives that you're not that close to dies, but leaves you some money to buy a house or leaves you a property. That is how you save for a house in California. You have to start following your family tree. By the way, how do you control your wife's spending habits? You don't. This is funny because this was on King of Queens last night. He mentioned that she shouldn't be spending that much money, and she looked at him like she was going to stab him. And I'm like, yeah, I would never mention to my wife she shouldn't spend that kind of money because I love it. We have all of the credit cards are my business credit cards because my wife does work for she works for my business. There's two of us and on the business, and it's me and her. So she has to spend money. But I get to see, I say, don't spend on this credit card, right? I say, this credit card, I'm trying to keep it zero. Spend on this credit card because we get so many more points on this credit card. I will find $105 on this credit card every month that I say don't spend on. And I never say anything because I'm just like, oh, what are you going to do? So I would say, just a little hint, Renee, I would say, I would start a bank account for the house that neither of you can take out without the other one's signature. And anybody else they can pipe up right now. But if you need both signatures to take money out of that account, that money will never come out. So,
a couple more comments and questions. Mm-hmm. So Ellie, she says, I'm in a bungalow with 2 floors.
It's a 2 floors, so
that's what she says.
Bendendix. What's the guy's name? Mr. Bendendix. Mike. What's his name? Mike Bendendix.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could send us a photo to Ian Bagg Bought a House on Facebook of what the bungalow looks like, because I see for some reason I see like a 1 floor thing. So let me know what it is.
That was Ellie. That
was Ellie. But I'm just saying, because Ellie's saying it's 2 floors. So I'm saying, well, let's have Michael show us what his bungalow looks like.
Michael says it is 2 floors, open floor plan on the first floor, 3 good sized bedrooms, 1.5 bath, 1 car garage with a carport. Wants to wear that stuff down and build a real garage with a man cave.
Oh. So I have no idea what a bungalow is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I know what a rancher looks like. I know what maybe what I have is a bungalow. I don't know. I don't know. But if you could send a picture, I would love it so we could take a look. Thanks, Lou, for saving me. Thanks, Renee. I hope that helped you with your question about hey, this is way better.
Yeah.
Whoever just came up with this. Did somebody complain? Did Sam Tripoli get did he get a message from a tinfoil hat? Somebody's using your microphone and they're using it wrong.
Diana Price says,
Diana, dirty Diana.
Oh. It's because somebody else set it up.
Who set it up? Mr. DUI. We laugh about bad things on this show all the time.
Of course. Diana Price says, why are you considering selling? There goes the whole Ian Bought a House shtick.
Well, I'd have to buy another house. First of all, I'm considering selling because the amount that we've made, the house is appraised for now, is we would be making double the money that we put in it. So I could do 2 houses. I could have a rental and I could have a vacation house with that my mother-in-law lives in it. So that's the reason. Trust me, I'm quite attached to this house. So I have to take it back. I step back from a non-emotional side and to look at it. So and then I also look at it an emotional side. I'm connected and I want to finish everything in the house, but I'm like, do you do it now because everything is kind of creeping up to the top of the prices? Do I do it now and then put my mother-in-law into a rental until things drop and then buy some things? I don't know. So this is where we're at on this show, Diana. I'm looking for experts to give me advice on whether I should be thinking even doing that, or should I just continue on building the house and buy the lot beside me and build something there. There you go. That's my answer right there. Make sure you listen to this show on iTunes. And if you listen to it on iTunes, make sure you review it, rate it, and share it with your friends.
Brian Kocher wants to know what's in the cup.
This is nothing but pure fentanyl. It is it's a bubbly. It's a bubbly water. I like it that he asked. That was, of all the things he asked on this show, what's in your cup?
He also says if you buy a new place, get a tankless water heater. He has one, and it was a life changer.
So one of the first things we did, it was last summer, we put in a tankless water heater, and you are correct, sir. I don't I don't know why anybody would go. And if there's a plumber out there, why would you go tank? Why, and are they even putting tanks into the new houses? So if anybody can answer that question, I would love to hear that. And Bendix, make sure if you're going to be doing a couple things, I would say put the tankless hot water in there as well. Yep, we got another one. They're coming fast and furious. I love it. I love it.
They are coming fast.
I love it. Just keep asking questions, people. And there's no offsides. You can ask whatever you want. You can tell me I'm a dummy. Whatever you want. I'm learning. I'm going to make all your mistakes as we've been before. And we're going different. It's a different vibe now. It's going to be a little rough for a couple weeks as I get to learn this style of talking about building a house, not building a house, renovating a house, which, by the way, to answer a question that I don't answer, people ask all the time, how far is the house? The house is actually a great house. It just needed a lot of changes because it was used as a rental after some people lost the house. So there was things that needed to be changed. The house is in great condition, just redoing it so it's up to Ian Bagg standards because I'm not living like no white trash.
Ellie
girl
says, "Hope you stay in the area."
It would be in the area. Like it would definitely be. It's not. I'm not. If I sell, I'm not selling to get out of that area. I would be buying something else.
Okay. And then Michael said he put a pic on the Ian Bagg Bought a House Facebook for your information.
Oh, cool, man. We'll take a look at that, and I'll make sure that I respond to that. So, and take a look and see what it's all about. And congratulations, Michael. Congratulations. Your wife. Did he say you have kids? Did
Did not say that. Just say he had a wife.
He had 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm going to be honest with you. It's greedy as fuck to want a second bathroom, but it is the best to be able to just go and hang by yourself and not have anybody knocking on the door.
And Ellie says the reason people get the tanks is because they're cheaper.
Is that the only reason tanked hot water is still available is because of financial? I'd love to hear back from an expert on that. I know Ellie, she goes to Lowe's a lot, but she isn't an expert. I love you, Ellie. Oh, my God. Both dogs are with me today, and Lou insists on having the window down as we drive on the freeway. And he loves it when we get up to 80 and his face is just blown back. It's really quite fun to watch his face, especially when I start rolling up the window at 80 miles an hour. Just watch him panic. What the hell? The wind got hard.
Michael Bednarik says, no kids. We bought this bungalow after getting out of a potential money pit.
Oh, good. Congratulations. So, question, Mike. Did you lose money on the money pit? Because I will say this. Our house is not a money pit. The things that needed to be replaced are replaced, and we could sell right now and make a lot of money. The other things that I am doing because I would like them replaced, and I have the money, therefore I will be doing them. Except for stuff like the hot water tank, which had to be done, but those things had to be done. Also, the air conditioner had to be done, and at some point, the roof has got to be done. So there's certain things that have to be done that you have to fix up, which I don't think are a money pit. I think it's just that's a price of doing life. What's he got to say now?
A couple of things about hot water. Brian says tankless water heaters are definitely more expensive up front, but they use way less energy, in his opinion.
Absolutely, because you're only paying with a tank, and I know you guys are going, how does Ian have this knowledge? And is he right? With a tank, you're heating the water all the time, so it gets to a certain temperature, the flame goes out, it sits there as it cools down, it gets to another temperature, flame goes back on, heats it back up. Whereas with a tankless, it just heats the water that you use, boom, boom, boom. So it uses less energy and. This is something I don't know, and I shouldn't speak. I don't know if it uses less water. I don't know if your water conservation is better on a tankless. What I do know is that with a tankless, you will shower longer because you have so much hot water.
And a couple more comments. This one from Andrew Bowers. Lack of access Lack of access to natural gas is another reason not to go tankless water heater. Propane. Propane is pricey.
Bowers, we got the propane, but we were also offered electric. I don't know, electric one at some point. So I don't even know how the electric one works because I don't know if electric's supposed to be involved in water. So I think that's how people get electrocuted. But yeah, there are areas that you don't have access to natural gas. Correct.
James Coberly asked a very important question.
Yes.
The Sharks come back against the Blues, in parentheses, Blues. Want to be my guest to a Stanley Cup final game?
If the Sharks come back, yes. If the Sharks come back, I definitely will come up and see a game with you. Do I? Oh, man, it's so tough right now because I have friends on both sides of the Blues and the Sharks, and I got into a little bit of an argument with some Blues people the other day, some news reporters, because I was so mad that they just kept pushing the fact, the hand pass. Hockey's played in real time. You can either take the real time out of it and go upstairs or even take the players out of it and start playing video games so there's never any accidental things, because if you play on a video game, there'll never be an accidental hand pass or whatever. It's those kind of things got to be there. When you get down, when you get down like that, you just have to write that game off because it is a 7-game series, and you have to be able to just go period by period, game by game. And the Blues did that, and you got to be proud of them for that. But the Sharks have to do that now. The Sharks have to win tonight, and I don't even know if I can watch the game tonight because I might pee my pants. But to answer your question, I will go to the game I will fly up and go to the game with you.
Michael,
my nipples just got hard.
Ask if he has 3 tickets.
I would like to bring Renee with me. I would like to bring Renee with me if we can get a 3rd ticket. I could probably get a 3rd ticket. It's interesting because he just said, "How do I get my wife to save for a house?" Isn't it everybody like there's very few people that can actually save perfectly. You got to live.
Excuse me, that was from Anonymous.
Oh, that was from Anonymous. I apologize. That Anonymous guy wants to come with me to the show, to the hockey game. I apologize. It'll be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. If you get me tickets, I'll get us to the dress rooms.
I got a little more info. So Michael Bednarik said he almost lost his deposit as it was for sale by owner, but after a long drawn out process, got it back.
That's really interesting. I would love to know. Oh, so that was the money pit that he.
Yeah.
So you realize that he realized that it wasn't worth going into, is what he's saying, and it was for sale by owner. Interesting. That's one of the things I guess you risk by not going through a realtor. I got a question for any realtors out there. Can I, if it's for sale by owner, can I still go through a realtor so I'm protected on those kind of things, or do I go through a lawyer? Like, how do I do that? I'd love to know. What is Pearl's talking to me? You coming up here? All right, Pearl. We're talking about houses and hockey. Come here. Come here. Come here, fart pants. There you go. There you go. Everybody wants to see you. Sit on down. Questions? What's up, Pearly?
There's
Look at your head. Lou's been biting her head. Lou's been gnawing on her head. It's fucking very interesting.
Diana Price says anyone but Boston to win the cup.
I'm with you right there. And I'm sure my friend David Scott's listening to this, and he's got a Boston tattoo, and he's all like, "Hey, Boston's going to win." I went to a game in Boston, and it was the drunkest I've ever seen a crowd, and they were hanging their kids over the edges. It was a Sunday afternoon game. And they were hammered like I've never seen people before, like people that had been molested as a child and were trying to get rid of that feeling in their brain. Oh, Boston, I would say Philadelphia may be the only place that's a little drunker. Oh my God, those people you can smell them through the TV. Hey, everybody from Philadelphia. Hey, Philadelphia sports fans, just made fun of you. I love it. That would be a good game to go to. One of the up in San Jose. That place would be nuts. But anybody want to offer me tickets to St. Louis? But what do I get? Sorry.
Sue. Wood says,
So what's it?
how many things do you have left to do on the house? And if you decide to sell it, would you do any more upgrades?
Well, that's a really good question. So we have a couple outdoor things. We have the fence to do. We have the floors to do inside. We have the exterior paint being done, and the ensuite bathroom has to be done. If I was about to sell it, here's what I'd do. I would do the floors, and I would do a quick cleanup of the ensuite bathroom, but I wouldn't replace it like I'm going to do it. I'm also doing the bathroom window this summer. It's being replaced, and I'm also finishing off half the place has been done with plantation shutters. I want the whole place done with the shutters. So, and that's going to happen whether I was just putting it for sale or not putting it for sale. I think, honest to God, if you own a house, I think the difference between owning a house and being a renter is if you own a house, you need to put plantation shutters in there. It just makes your life way better. If you're a renter, you have those fake blinds that break all the time and drive people nuts and are hanging on an angle, and it just looks like renters live there. Anyways, Chris?
I have another question.
Yes.
Have you had a proper appraisal?
I'm actually about to get one. We've had one before. But I'm about to ask somebody that I know. His name is father-in-law. I'm gonna have him appraise the house and give us the correct and what I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him whether we should even be thinking about selling the house. Because I didn't get into this house to flip it. That's the big thing. I didn't get into it to flip it. I got into it to buy it, to have a family home in my wife's hometown that we could go to for four times a year. Her mother could live there, and we could feel comfortable when we went there. And we could fix it up and make it more and more things. So that's what it was about. We just lost two listeners, not listeners, two followers off my Facebook page while we've been doing this.
Another question.
I would say those are Benedetto fans. Sorry.
What features will you be looking at for a new house?
I would go with first of all, I would look for a rancher. I would also look for one with probably a little less property. This one that we have has almost an acre of land. So I would probably go a little bit less. I would make sure that I would make sure that I wouldn't have to do anything to the bathrooms. I wouldn't have to do anything to the floors. Those are the two things that, to me, annoy me. I would also try to make sure that it was connected to natural gas. Also, the house that we have right now is it's not city sewage. It's I can't remember. It's fine, but I'd like to be connected to the city sewage is what I would like. There's certain things I'd look, but at the same time, if you're looking for a certain area, that's not always possible. So,
Sarah Newberger says, "I was promised a barbecue. You can't sell yet."
Well, we could always have it at the new place, Sarah. We could always do it at the new place. By the way, your mom is so nice to me and so mean at the same time. She goes, "You're actually good looking in this picture." That's what she said to me today. That's what her mom said. I love it. Her mom is a little beast. She's 5'4" and the angriest woman I've ever seen. Oh, love it. I love her.
Somebody commented, Sarah Newberg said, "Way to put the mic back in front of your face."
Oh. Sorry, I'm pretty sure that was Pearl that moved it, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't Sarah. I'm pretty sure that was Angry Renee. What I want to let everybody know to make sure that you comment and post and share this if you're on iTunes. Same thing with Facebook. If you guys could just say, "Hey, this is a comic that we know that's doing this show about owning a house. He's stupid. He's funny. He loves comments. He loves talking to the people. He's a little bit off right now, but he's gonna get better." And just share it. Just share it. And also, this is my dog's butthole. Sorry, we probably shouldn't have silence. Probably shouldn't have silence after my dog's butthole. If you were listening, I just went quiet for no apparent reason. I just kind of had a brain fart. I haven't said fuck much today, Dad. What do you think of that? Do we have any questions?
Well, no, it's just Sarah just said, well, since she couldn't see your face, she was at least happy to see something.
Pearl Butthole was doing all the talking. Oh, she was farting so much on the way up here. I warned you guys, like, Pearl's on a mission to get everything out of her body today via gas. What time are we at, guys? We are at approximately... we're at 30 minutes? Oh, my God, that went fairly quickly. We're going to wrap it up within the next 3. How does that sound? We got a couple more questions, and then I'm going to just tell everybody where to do, what to do.
One question is, why do you want less land?
Why do I want less land? That's a good point. Just because you have to take care of it. I also would like to... I'm learning... If you have less land, it's more compact something. And when I'm saying less land, when it comes to half an acre to an acre, that's not, it's not that big of a difference. It's just, you have to pay for things. You have to pay, it costs you to have things. So I would like to spend less on having to take care of certain things. Like now I'm dealing with the still water in the back, like things like that. If I didn't have to deal with that, there's a little bit more money I can spend on other things that makes it more fun to own a house. That would be why, because I'm not doing any gardening. I don't have a big, tree farm. I would, though. I've always thought about putting in like fruit trees in the back. And just to have fun, and also just to make sure deer come closer. Because if you have something for them to eat, they'll come closer, and then my crazy brother-in-laws can hunt deer in my yard. Any more questions before we wrap this up? Little dog. She's a little dog. She's a little dog named Pearl.
I have a comment from Ivan. I can't. Daigle?
Daigle.
Way to keep it classy, Ian.
Way to keep it classy by showing up my dog's butthole. It's my dog's butthole. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Episode 50, things is changing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Chris and Renee still here. The dog's coming in, having a great time. Make sure that you share this along the Facebook lines. Share this on iTunes. Tell your friends. Send us emails. Send us pictures. Let me know if you're some sort of amateur construction person or person. If you're an amateur construction person or a professional, I'd love to have you just come on via the Skype, and we'll have a great old time. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming out, Lou and Pearl. And we got one more question.
One more question.
Okay.
Ivan Daigle says, "Where are you this weekend?"
Oh, good call, Ivan. Guess who is only working tonight at the Comedy Store? I'm at the Comedy Store tonight in Los Angeles. And on Thursday, I'm at the Improv. And Friday, I'm at the Long Beach Laugh Factory. That is all I'm doing this week. It is a long weekend here in America. It's called Memorial Day. It's supposed to be a time where you remember things, but it's actually a time we cook hot dogs and get drunk. I will be having this week off, and I think we've got a couple shows next week, but I'll let you know soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Tell your friends. Come on. You don't have to just listen to Bert Kreischer. You can listen to Ian Bagg as well. And make sure you tune in this Friday from Long Beach, California, Ian Bagg's Lunch Friday. Tune in to Ian's Lunch Friday, no bag. Ian's Lunch Friday. I'm going to the Small Cafe in Long Beach, California. Thank you for listening. Stay gold. Stay gold. Stay gold. Pearl likes my songs about. Stay gold. You're so shitty. You're so shitty.